Did you know that every year there are approximately 1,000 changes to the tax laws? Well, joining me now is Tony Moreno from Moreno, Peelan, Pinto, and Clark to explain some of the major changes that were passed in 2010. Welcome, Tony, and it's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I don't understand taxes, so will you please, just in layman's terms, tell me what were some of the major changes of 2010?
Yes, with the passage of the new law, what the main changes, as you know from the debates that we were having last year, was whether or not we would pass the Bush tax cuts, and that was accomplished at that time. Which one of the main things was, keeping the marginal rate, the top rate at 35%, and more importantly, the dividends and capital gain rates were maintained at 15%, which was important because many thought that that would go up, which would impact investments and capital investments in businesses. The next thing was they actually extended the the unemployment benefits by 13 months. Everyone also got a raise this year, about 2%, through the Social Security holiday, as they call it. So you'll pay 2% less per year, up to an income of $106,800. And then finally, the next major change was more on the estate tax. They dropped the top rate down to 35% and increased the credit or the exemption up to $5 million per person. So as long as your estate is below $10 million, then
I
you're
don't
okay.
have to worry.
But most don't. But it's I guess that was a big deal.
Well, now, what impact do you think this will have on businesses?
Well, there was also a jobs relief or jobs creation act or bill that was also passed. And the main change there was really with the Small Business Administration or SBA loans, where they increased the funding and they lowered the fees. Why that's so important is that if you own a small business and you're growing and you need capital, as you know, most banks aren't very anxious to lend. So this has really been helpful, especially if you're starting a new business or need additional capital to expand your small business. Also, for capital investment, you can now deduct or expense up to $500,000. And also, I would say the big change was that they extended the bonus depreciation, which means if you buy a piece of equipment, you can depreciate now up to 50% of that asset. So that helps you keep some more money on their balance sheet and to invest. So.
Okay, now you mentioned the Bush tax cuts had been extended. How long is that going to last?
Well, 2 years, through 2012, and the challenge is we don't know what's going to happen after that. I would probably suggest that during, it's going to be an election year, at that time, and so there's a lot going to be happening. We don't know what's going to occur after that point, but it's 2 years.
Now, at this point, should I be concerned about estate taxes with these new changes?
You made a comment that, oh gosh, $10 million,
Yeah.
Do I need to worry about that? Well, as you know, there's so much more to estate planning than just minimizing tax. It's about making sure the assets go to your loved ones the way you want it distributed. But I would say that the biggest concern, especially if you have a large estate, is that for the next 2 years at least, there is some certainty in that one of the major changes is the reunification of the gift tax. I'm going to try to explain that the best way I can.
Because we're running out of time.
Right, but basically it's just the ability to give away your assets without any penalty. And that's all the way up to $5 million as well per person. So if you own a small business, you're transitioning a business to your children, there's real estate you want to give to them, now is a great opportunity to take advantage of some of those planning tools because we don't know what's going to happen after 2012?
Oh, there's much more we could talk about, but thank you very much.
You're welcome, Serena. Thanks for having me.
I know that I learned that the changes in the 2010 tax law certainly can have an impact on me, and I got some valuable information from Tony about this.